So, you dream of editing in Davinci Resolve and you want to get those mini or micro panels, but ooh, it costs over thousands of dollars. What to do? Well, today I'll be talking about what other periphery devices that could supplement it under $100. Let's do that now. Hi, welcome back to EducateTube.com. My name is Sipsky, your host. Recently, I switched over to Davinci Resolve 16, and I also had to upgrade my computer system. I had to change the hardware as well as the computer periphery accessories that may be required to make it work more efficiently. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to review my system and show you the type of hardware I have to live up to expectation of Davinci Resolve 16, because I think Davinci Resolve 16 is hardware intensive. You need to have the right GPU, the right CPU, and even the drive, and as well as the accessories or the periphery like a trackball and all that. Okay, you don't have to go all the way, getting those micro panel from Davinci Resolve. You're talking about a system that may cost close to $10,000. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, around, you're looking at a spec that's around $3,000. Now, I actually bought my computer used, even the high-end one, and I was able to save a couple of $1,000s. So my system actually, because it was used, except for the periphery, computer periphery, the computer itself, the system, it was used, so it cost me around $1,500. Then I add my keyboard, trackball, and touchpad all together. You're looking about maybe I think around $1,500 or $1,600. Okay, so that's pretty reasonable as long as you know where to look for. Use high-end computer system. All right, let's have a look at it right now, starting with the computer periphery. So here it is. As you can see, the keyboard. Now the keyboard I have right now is called Logitech, and the model number is K400 Plus. Now the reason I bought this computer is because, well, it's wireless, so I can hook it through Bluetooth, so it's easier to connect, right? I have a laptop which may require to use this laptop as this keyboard as well. So this is why it's good to be wireless. So you can just take the connector, the wireless connector, and connect it to the laptop, and that also works as well. Now the reason I bought this specific Logitech 400K Plus, I think it's called Logitech Keyboard K400 Plus. The reason is, look at this here. This is a little mouse button here and a touchpad. This is really good for Davinci Resolve. Okay, I'll show you later on when we're doing color grading. This two system here, the touchpad and the mouse button here on the left side, the yellow button, is pretty useful. As you can see, I also have a trackball, which is very nice. See, here it is. And this trackball has two buttons on the side. So the trackball and this yellow button, this is like a keyboard button. So when you're doing the color wheel, so you're moving, let's say, up and side to side, up and down, and then you can click on this to change a setting. Okay, you'll see the handling. So neither you use a touchpad or you use the trackball. I like the trackball slightly better, but the mouse is nice as well. Okay, so if you want to move around the control panel, the color wheels, this is really nice, or you can use the trackball. So this system here cost me less than $80. So instead of buying $1,000 micro panel from Davinci, which I think is more efficient than this, of course, but for the budget, this does amazing job. Okay, I can tell you right now, amazing. Let me show you on the screen what am I talking about. Okay, so let me open up Davinci Resolve. Okay, there we go. As you can see, I'm going to show you my keyboard and my mouse at the same time as looking at the screen. So let's go to the color wheel for a minute. As you can see, the color wheel here, let's say I go to the first one, the lift, and I decide to move it around. So if I press the yellow button here, you can see here, and I can move the trackball any way I want. You see that? That's amazing. That's really fast. I can work on the color grading super fast here, okay? So I can then move on to the gamma color wheel, and I can do that as well. And the gain, you see how fast that is? Now I can also use, if you don't want to spend $40, which I recommend, you should get a trackball, but you can also use the touchpad as well. This is okay. It's not as intuitive, I have to say. Look, for example, if I'm trying to do it, it's not, it's okay. It's not too bad, but on a trackball, amazing, amazing. Okay. Now it's nice to have both feature because the touchpad can move around the menu really fast. Okay, I find that's pretty convenient, right? But the trackball is great for color wheels. Okay, look at that. As long as you press on the yellow button here and then the trackball on this side, you have full control of the color wheels. So that's amazing. So that's one aspect of have the right computer periphery system ready. Track ball with a special keyboard that has a left mouse button. Okay, that's awesome. Now let's look at the computer system itself. What kind of hardware are we talking about? So here, if you look at the screen here, it's Windows 10 Pro. I don't know if it's gonna make a difference, it's Pro or Home, but I choose to use Windows 10 Pro that come with this high-end computer system. Notice that this is an Intel i7 8700K CPU at 3.7 gigahertz. It is actually overclocked at I believe over 5 gigahertz. Okay, even though it's not shown here, but it is actually can overclock that fast. The RAM, computer RAM, is 32 gig. Okay, I would in the future probably upgrade to 64 gig RAM, but for now, for the money, tight budget, I'll keep it at 32 gig. All right. What else? If you go to the device manager, I want to show you something. The very important is your GPU. You notice my GPU here. When I was looking for a used high-end computer system, I was, looking for a minimum of GTX 1080 graphic card or the RTX 2070, okay, and above. The reason I'm doing that, now I haven't investigated the Radeon, RX system yet, or the Vega system from AMD. That's another thing that if you want, you can look into that. But I use NVIDIA graphic card, so I'm more familiar with it. So that's why I'm choosing these graphic cards. But notice my thing is GTX 1080 Ti. That's very important compared to the GTX 1080, because the 1080 has only 8 gig VRAM, whereas Ti has 11 gig VRAM. Okay, so there's an 8 versus 11 gig VRAM. Is it gonna make a difference? I think so. If you're gonna do 4K, okay. And then if you notice, my hard drive is actually Samsung SSD drive 960. Those are super fast SSD drive. And it came also with the M2 256 gig SSD slot module. Okay, so those are as fast as well. So you can see we have a fast hard drive that's SSD, the Samsung 960. SanDisk, I can't remember the actual model there, but it's 56 gig M2 slot RAM storage, and then the GTX 1080 Ti, and then you can see already the i7 8700K. So you can see the computer system is quite amazing. I got it used for under I think 1300 something anyway, and then I was able to get my computer periphery for around less than $80. So you're looking at between $1,400, and then maybe I add something else to it, but you're looking at $1,500-$1,600 computer system. The most important is the computer hardware used. That if you can get it for under $2,000, that's be awesome, because if you buy it new, these computer system would cost you over $3,000. So Davinci Resolve 16 is hardware intensive. You need to invest a lot of money into it. But if you know where to find the bargain, you can save yourself a lot of money. You don't need to get the greatest high end of the periphery system like those micro panels, but like I said, if you have the trackball and a touchpad with a left button keyboard mouse, then you're good to go. All right. So next time I may show you how I edit my DaVinci Resolve 16. I'm still getting familiar with the 16 because it is amazing software, by the way, for free. And I will eventually buy it when it becomes not beta, but a full version. When it becomes a full version, I will definitely put my $400 Canadian in it. Or unless, of course, I buy the Blackmagic Pocket 4K cinema camera, then it comes with it, the studio version. Right? Thanks for watching EducateTube.com.